Hi, everybody. It is Scary back. I'm making this, I think, a minute or so after the other one, so just bear with me for the hottest of seconds. Alright, so I'm back with Treehouse Draft League. I'm actually really excited. I wasn't really planning on joining too many draft leagues. This is the, I think, third that I'll be in, and then obviously some leagues will be starting up when the second DLC rolls around, probably in like early January, late December. So I didn't want to join too many leagues before that because I know I'm probably going to be in a lot of leagues when that draft league happens, but nonetheless, I decided to join this one. I saw my friend Iger join it, so I kind of got inspiration from that to join, and I was just kind of like, why not do another? And I also noticed one of my other friends, Wiz, they actually joined. They're going to be, I think, a replacement coach, but hopefully someone. I really hope that happens because they then have a chance of getting in, and that'd be really cool. I'd really want to play them in a league like this, so, and not like a college league, so. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. I'm really excited. I have a really fun team. Pretty much how this works is you have 22 and 21 point Mons, which are your captains. I don't know if they have to come every match, but you have to draft one of those. For me, well, I won't reveal mine until the end because I didn't draft mine until the end. My plans were kind of, I had a groundwork of a plan, and then I was like, shit, this mon's probably gonna get drafted, and lo and behold, it got drafted. So I kind of messed it up a little bit, but may do. A couple months happened like that. Iger and I shared, and we were like, we have overlap between, I guess I could say it, we have overlap between Ogerpon and Cleavor. Because for some reason both of those were ranked very low. There were some very low mons ranked. You will notice why I drafted some mons, and that's generally because King Galar was 13 points. I'm sorry, but that's crazy to me. That's insane. But anyways, first pick, I was 10th pick, I believe. And I decided to go Zamazenta. I didn't really know where I wanted to go with this first pick. There was still a pretty good amount of threats still on the board. The mon I wanted to use the most was Genesect, and that got, I believe, picked by Iger, which is kind of funny, but that was the mon I really wanted to try the most. So I was kind of like, I don't really know where to go. I don't know if Zamazenta Crown was on the board, but Zamazenta regular is better. So I wanted to use that at least once so I can get an opinion on it, because I'm very conflicted about whether it's like actually good, whether, you know, what it's about. So I wanted to get a chance to use it, and this is my chance. This is 20 points, so this is outside of the captain range, which is really cool actually. So yeah, hold on. Cool. I forgot my team, so I'm just gonna pull it up really quick. I know most of it. I just forget the order, honestly. I believe my next pick, spoiler alert, I believe it was wrong, man. I was going heavily offensive. I don't know. I know I say it a ton here. That is my favorite court. You saw me build. Actually, you will see me build because I revealed my team in that. Will I reveal my team in this? Who knows? Where draft analysis one? Shit, I picked out of order. I picked up. You know what? We're just gonna go in the order of this. How about that? And I'm just pulling up everything right now. I'm so glad this is black. Where's draft breakdown? Draft breakdown. Perfect. And you can't even see that. Perfect. So Zom is the first one. I was like, yeah, whatever. Next one, it was gonna be Ogerpon Rock, which was 12 points. And mons that are 12 points and below can Terra, so you can only Terra with one type with Ogerpon, but what I picked, well, what I didn't pick next, but what is listed that I picked next was Tapu Bulu. And unlike Ogerpon, and I don't know if any other mon has Terra mechanics like that, but you can Terra with any type, which I think is obscenely broken. So I wanted to try and take advantage of that. And since Ogerpon didn't land to me, I settled for Bulu. And Bulu is kind of interesting because, you know, it's very offensive despite its typing being a lot more specially oriented. But I think into fighting, being able to Terra into these more offensive typings could be really beneficial. And then you have the flip side of, oh, I can just take advantage of its high. Does it have high HP? I thought it was like 75. 70? It's decent HP and high defense. For example, a mon I could commonly see going against Tapu Bulu is fighting type and dark types. And the reason why I'm saying that, and that might sound strange given it's typing, is that usually they have poison type moves. Or usually poison type moves in general. And being able to Terra out of that, you guys know how Terra works. I'm not gonna be stupid. Or condescending at all. Even though I have a bad habit of that. Whatever. Loop is fun. It's gonna be good. And it also has just the innate quality of being able to heal mons if they're on the ground. And I only have one mon that's flying, so cool. Next, we have, like I alluded to earlier, Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon is really cool. It's just a really cool mod. I'm so mad that I haven't been able to take full advantage of it, but I think this team really complements it well, especially when you have something that's restoring HP, especially when you have one of the best tanks in the game, and also just one of the best mons really in the game, from what I've heard. I'm really excited to try it out, like I've been saying. And when you have, spoiler alert, a super offensive team, I think Roaring Moon's gonna really excel. The only, again, spoiler alert with this team, is that there's not too many hazards, where Roaring Moon can't really, take advantage, can't really be a sweeper that much, but it's an insane breaker. It's just gonna be good. You guys know what Roaring Moon does. Fairy Dragon Steel's not complete right yet. Next one! For only 10 points, again, I'm a little surprised by some of these, is Seismitoad. Seismitoad, just like a weird mod. I don't know what I wanted, I don't know if it was a Swampert originally, I forget, but Seismitoad was kind of a plug-and-play type mod. It has 3 really good abilities, obviously. Water Absorb being probably one of the better well-known ones. I don't know if it's actually good for this. I don't think it's good for this team, but Poison Touch is fun for me, who likes putting mons on timers and getting chipped that way, breakers and whatnot. But by far the biggest thing about Seismitoad is, first off, not many weaknesses, only 1, 2 grass, and that kind of sucks, but look at the rest of the team. It can take that extremely well, so not too worried about that. Then the other one is that electric immunity was actually something I was like, shit, this team kind of just likes to get Volt turned on, so I wanted to get something that could kind of, nullify that. And that was actually the issue with the first team I drafted for this league, is that Volt turn was so, you could just pick apart my team like that. I think Seismitoad's, and I don't think Zom's going to be one of those mons, but I know Seismitoad for sure is probably going to be a mon that comes every week, so excited to have that. Next, I thought this was absurd. I don't know, I haven't been tapped in obviously, but Monkey Dory just seems like it should be at least 13, 14, 15 points. So to get it on 10 points seems insane to me. When you're looking at this Fighting Dark Psychic Core, they tend to be extremely offensive, like I've said numerous times, and I think the average physical attack, or the average attack stats, is like well within like 130. This is a super offensive core, so I'm really excited to try this. This is like pretty much hyper offense. Not really, but I can dream. 2 really good abilities. I don't think Frisk is going to be used often, just because Toxic Chain is extremely funny as a move, or as an ability. Oh my god. It gets Poltergeist, that's crazy. It's never going to use Poltergeist, but that's funny. Damn. We're hitting such good songs. This is awesome. I don't really know what Monkey Dory does too much. I know it's just insanely good offensively. I think he gets a U-turn. Yeah, so it could pivot. It's just insane offensively. It's just going to do tons of damage. It's also nice just because, get rid of T-spikes. Maybe I should have made this Terra Captain. I don't know. I was just kind of like trying to replace Ogerpon really quickly, and blue is kind of the one I wanted. There was also just not a lot of good fairies. Speaking of fairies, good segue, Ari. Aromatisse. Yes, I know. I actually hate this one. I think it has one of the worst designs in the game. I think it has a really interesting design, like inspiration, but I think the execution was horrible. That being said, Aroma Veil's a decent ability, but the biggest thing is Wish. Wish is really, really nice, and I really want to have this just because of some of the mons on my team, and that's really just two of the mons on my team. I wanted to have Wish support. I want to be able to just support that archetype and have it. So that's really it. That was my only motivations. And it's also maybe not my only motivation. The 2 mons I'm tearing is actually really funny. They're both grass types. So I want to be able to get at least one of them another typing of their own. And you'll see why the other one I'm not getting another typing of is kind of self-explanatory. But being able to get an actual pure fairy type, like, or not pure, but like an actual fairy type that actually does what its typing is supposed to do for it, and be like insanely defensive, insanely especially offensive, having a mon like that was just what I wanted. So that's that. And it was only 9 points. Only. But yeah. Next mon, for only 10 points. I feel like that's cheap. I feel like that's extremely cheap. It was in the same tier as like some weird mons where you just wouldn't expect it to be in the same tier as. I think Sableye is insanely good. I think it has really good just stat distribution in general. I wish the HP was higher, but you can't change that about Megas. Obviously, that is the wrong one. Why did I click that one? What is this called? Treehouse. 10 points. This was 10 points. In the same tier as Rock Midday, which is a crazy one. Jolteon, which actually makes sense because of, you know, Terra Blast and Ice and all that. Monkey Dory, who already said. Earthworm with Shed Tail. Same tier as that. We're looking at Rabombe. We're looking at Thunderous Incarnate was in the same tier. Well, that's actually a good mon. I need to find examples of bad mons. Hold on. Mega Houndoom was in this tier. Mantine. No disrespect to some of these mons, but it was... Mega Absol was 11 points. Just to put that into perspective, I think Mega Sableye is easily at least 12 points plus, which I know isn't huge, but that's still... Being in between Mega Ampharos, which is 9 points, and Mega Absol is crazy in my opinion. I think it's better than every mon in 10 points. Well, better than most mons in 10 points, because even those are... I can go on for days about some of these placements. Cleavor was 6 points. Cleavor, I'm sorry, I got on a whole different... Yeah. There's just... Galarian Moltres is 8 points. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that are funny. But Mega Sableye, the biggest thing I wanted from it is Magic Bounce, because I think that's an insane ability for it. I think being able to, for me at least, not having to deal with hazards and getting, quote unquote, up my own with having more mons that can, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. Mega Sableye is just really good. My team's lacking in that, so it's great to have some more in that department. So that's nice. And it's also just good typing, fighting. It's really nice because the only one I really have is Aromatisse, and Monkey Dory is, but it's not. And when you have a mon like Roaring Moon, and you just kind of want it, especially when a mon like Tapu Bulu, which has that fighting resist, is gonna tear. You want that, you know, extra support and whatnot. So I like Mega Sableye, and I'll be happy to stall with it, cause I have to do it once, right? Next mon is my Uber Captain, and that is Dialga Origin, which kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to do something different. I wanted Magearna, which obviously wasn't gonna follow me. I don't know why I wasn't. I should have just picked Magearna first and then Zamazenta. I think I would have gone that. Maybe. I don't know. Nevertheless, Dialga Origin is really interesting because the biggest critique of it is, first off, amazing stats, but the critique is recovery. It doesn't have any recovery besides, I think, rest, sleep, talk, which, not good. Not good at all for it. So, Aromatisse just being there is going to be really nice for Dialga, especially since this is just a Fairy Dragon Steel Core right here. I have, like, 4 on this team, which is hilarious. Dialga Origin, though, has some really good movesets. It has Body Press, it has very defensive movesets, it has very offensive movesets. It just depends on how you play it, really. And just insane move pool. As I'm scrolling, there's just some crazy moves here. Let's be real. There's some crazy, crazy moves for Dialga Origin. So, just a weird pick. We'll see how it works. I don't know. I kind of look at like my first 6 as, like, or really my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then plus Mega Sableye. So, Zom to Monkey Dory plus Sableye as like my main 6. So I actually don't know how Dialga Origin's gonna really fit, because I wasn't really building for it. But we'll see. I tried to support it as well, just from like, you know, Tapu Bulu, Grassy Surge, Aromatisse, Wishing, Sableye blocking some hazards, etc. So that was kind of my philosophy with it. I don't know if it was the best, if it was the worst, or what, but that was my goal with Diagonal Origin. So next we have Talonflame. I want a Moltres. I'll be very clear. I'll be very cutthroat. I'll be very dry. I'm always dry sometimes. Talon, I really want a Moltres. Moltres does everything Talonflame does 100 times better. And I believe they are the same point, which, again, I don't want to keep racking on it because everyone has their own opinions, but to me that's crazy. That's just crazy talk. They both have Flame Body. This one has just higher speed, which I don't think is insanely useful. But for my team, it's actually like, my speed tiers are incredible, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Boots is fine. It's probably going to be running. I like defensive Talonflame a lot more. I think it's a better typing to be defensive, especially. I just wish it had more defense, man. I wish I had 81-79 defensive splits, and it had attack and, I don't know, 69 nice. Or I just honestly, I wish it was more min-max. I wish its attack stat was super lower, and I wish it was more of a special attacker. With defense, I wish it was as good as Moltres. Enough about, I've been saying, Talonflame is just a defensive check. I complained about fighting types earlier. That still applies. On top of that, something like ground types, those were a big issue. And I know grassy terrain helps that. As you can see, Tapu Bulu is becoming an incredibly important mon for this team, as I've been highlighting. Having ground resist is going to be really important when I don't have Tapu Bulu on the field. And this is the only one, which is funny. Really funny to think about. But other than that, yeah, I mean, like I've been bitching about, Talonflame is just Moltres Light. And that's about it. Pretty much our last mon, you'll see why, is Electrode Hisui. I have really mixed thoughts about it. Having it as a Terra Captain for 7 weeks or 6 weeks in, whatchamacallit, PWC, that kind of fucked with me. Because I think Electrode Hisui is a great mon, but not when you're forced to run it every week. It can do things really well, especially with that grass typing. You could just Terra Grass it and just have it doing tons of good damage, but there's also shit like Terra Fairy, which is nice, Terra Ice, which is nice, obviously. There's just some good stuff, and this is a Terra Captain for me, by the way, so 2 grass types are my Terra Captains, like I said. But I don't feel I need to draft an electric type, just because this is really an electric type at heart, so that, I wish it had more special attack. I wish, you know, this was like 60, 50, 70, 90, 70, 150, that, again, common complaint, but it's weird. It's just a weird mod. I don't know how often I'll be using it just because I have Terra Bulu. But yeah. Last mod is the funny Vulpix, because if you actually, I believe this is actually still a thing. If you go, oh, I don't actually have OU. Does Paldea? I believe if you go to NUBL, yep, Vulpix is there. Vulpix is in, I believe, the same tier. Oh no, Ninetales is NUBL. Or NU. So Vulpix is in a higher tier than... It's hilarious to think about, but I keep saying obviously. I really need to stop saying shit like that. Vulpix has Drought. And Drought's just big because it fucking helps Talonflame out. But also doesn't because Hurricanes can miss. Whatever. The biggest thing it helps out is Roaring Moon. I kind of wanted 10 mons. That's why I really made my last mon a 1 point. I don't usually try to do that, but in this league I felt like 11 mons felt like so much. So I kind of wanted to dumb it down a little bit, get a little bit less. And Vulpix actually can be useful. I think being able to get Drought in 1 turn, being able to have a Heat Rock or whatever, being able to set up Roaring Moon could be really nice. I think that's definitely really nice. So I'm not actually too opposed to it. And like I said, don't think it'll come that often. So I don't think whatever I was going to be drafting in 1 point was going to have a lot of usage, especially when there's babies like Snom and like Applin and Abra in that tier. I don't even know if Abra was 1 point. It might have been 2. But you have those baby mons that aren't really going to do much. So having one that actually might have a use is better than not. So that's my team. I'm actually really excited. I have some high hopes for it, but at the same time, I kind of took a little bit of a break from draft in general, so I don't know how well I'll be doing, how well I'll be adjusting, and whatnot. I've been playing VGC, which I think VGC is a little bit harder than draft. That's just me saying that personally. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Both my week 1s for this and the other league I'm doing I don't know which one's coming out first, but you can check those out. If you just go to my channel, I'm too lazy to put some end card or something for it, but if you just check out my channel, it'll probably be there now or in a day or 2 or 3. Probably, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, that's my team. I'm really excited, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.